Yo, hello. What a blessing it is to be here. And today we're back with another story time. This one's it's a bit more relaxed. Obviously the last one was me flipping, smell the weed, the flipping, that was crazy. But this one's a lot more calmer. It's a lot calmer, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not as vicious as the last one. But yeah, you know what? Let's just get straight into this one. No messing about, yeah? If you want to just put this on in the background, like get some nice food, get some snacks, get some water, get some hydration, get anything you need, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, let's just do that and then have this on in the background. And then yeah, I said I'm gonna start like 3 seconds ago, but I'm still here. So this is what I'm saying, like get something in the background, put this in the background, and just chill out. Do you know what I mean? I should take that advice as well, because for some reason I'm very scared. But yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, so the girl in question, I was in like year 12 at this point. I was in year 12. And these times there, you might be thinking, oh, like year 12, you're quite, how old was I? I was 17, I think, at this point. 17 or 16. Because I'm quite a young, I'm one of the ones who was like young, August. Like I'm young. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I was like 16, 17. But then yeah, so basically this girl, this light skin, I don't even know if I could call her light skin. I'm pretty sure she was light skin. If she wasn't light skin, then I mean she had light skin, so you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so this girl, I remember I was just seeing her about like all the time. And I just fancied it. I was just like, who is that? Like every time she'd walk by, it was a thing where I just noticed her. Like, you know them ones where you can just notice it's that person. Like you're just, even if they're in the corner of your eye, they're passing by and you just know like, okay. You don't even have to look. You just know, okay, that's them. They've just gone past me. It's one of them ones. I could be weird and I could be sounding like a stalker, but trust me, I'm not. But yeah. Yeah, so I would just notice her all the time. Like every time I would just notice her there. And yeah, let me stop saying for a change. Yeah, how about that? So I'll just notice her. Wherever she was, I just noticed. I could spot her. There she is. And I was like, you know what? Let me try summon up the courage to actually chat to her and ask her like, what's her snap or get her some sort of details. Let me summon up the courage to try and move to her, because I wasn't a very courageous boy. You know what? I think I was courageous, but it was a thing where it had to be forced. You know what I'm saying? Technically, everyone has to force it, but yeah. So cool then. I'm now like summoning up the courage to ask her, but I don't do it for like 2-3 weeks because I was just so scared. And yeah, she just had such an intimidating aura for some reason. Like when she's walking past, she had some like mean, like some angry face. I'm like, why are you angry? Like it's so unapproachable. Like you're there, but I can't get close to you because of the fact that you just look like you just don't want to talk to anyone. You look like you live in a cave. You're just looking like you're just isolated from humanity. You don't want no one to chat to you. Everyone gets away. The attitude is nuts, you know what I'm saying? So it was a weird one. But I finally summoned up the courage to speak to her one day. So we're in like we had a massive like school center basically, where because I went to like a sixth form, it wasn't a college, it would be like all the students based in that building and the other building I was next to would come to this place. So this is like the center. I'm gonna call this the center place, yeah? So I'm in the center place, and then I'm sitting at a table, and I look. This was like early morning. I look, and I see her there, and she was talking to a teacher. For the sake of the story, let's call this teacher Mr. Munchell. That's a good name, Mr. Munchell. So I'm here. Mr. Munchell is talking to her. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Like, what, is she in trouble? I wouldn't be surprised because she looks like she's on violence. But yeah, I'm just sitting down. And these times here, I forgot, bro. I had the cane. I didn't have this hair. I need to trim as well. I had like the cane where it was like, It was all back. So I wasn't as good looking as I am now. Do you know what I'm saying? If it was me now, it'd be a different story. She'd be right next to me. But yeah, as I was as I was saying, I said, flipping neck. She's there talking to Mr. Muncho. She's talking to Mr. Muncho, and I'm listening. I was listening to the conversation. I was acting like I wasn't listening, but I was listening to the conversation. And they were talking. Stop saying man, bro. I was listening to the conversation, and I heard Mr. Muncho talking about how well she was doing, which was a surprise. I thought she was a delinquent. I thought she was a bad student. So when I heard Mr. Muncho saying, "Oh, you've done well," and then he mentioned her name, for the sake of the story, her name will be Jemima. So he's mentioned Jemima's name, and I've heard that she's called Jemima. So then I'm like, wow, Jemima. So what I decided to do in my year 12 brain, bear in mind I went to an all-boys school before this. So my game when it came to speaking to girls, was one of the worst things you could ever. If you're thinking, do not send your sons to an all-boys school. It's one of the worst decisions you can ever make. That poor boy will have no social skills with girls. He will suffer. I'm not saying that I did. I'm saying that poor boy will suffer. In fact, no, I'm not even going to shy away from it. I suffered, alright? And you're going to see from the story how badly I suffered, yeah? But yeah, so I decided to write Jemima's name on my notes. Now wait. So basically, I write Jemima's name and say Jemima's Instagram in preparation for me then asking her, yo, like, what's your Instagram? Do you know what I'm saying? I thought it would be a good idea to plan it in advance. But now with hindsight, that was just hella weird because she is then going to come up and see that and be like, wait, how does this random black guy know my name? And that's something that I didn't think about. The thought of someone coming up with, how does a random lanky 6'2" black guy with cane rows that are just going like that, how does he know my name? Out of the sudden. Out of the blue. Out of the sudden is not English. Out of the blue, how does he know my name? And that's something I didn't think about. But yeah, I've just written that down. And hope for the best, basically. So then I wrote that down. Then later on, I think it was a break after that, because I was in the morning before lesson, like anything started. So now I think in a break, I've then gone to her and asked her, like, what's your Instagram, what's your Snap, you know what I'm saying? I was scared, but I still did it. That's why I'm saying I'll give myself some ratings, because I was very scared back in the day, but I did do a lot of things that I didn't want to do, like scared wise. So which is definitely good. Like if you don't want to do something, if you don't want to ask someone, if you don't want to speak to someone, definitely do it, because you're gonna just regret it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not worth you just regretting stuff. Like just do it. Just be brave. You know, being brave. Bravery is not the absence of fear. It's doing it while scared. So just do it and see what happens. You know what I mean? It can't be that. Okay, I'm not gonna say that, but just do it. Yeah, just do it. Alright, cool. So yeah, I've asked her. I got the Instagram. She gave me her Instagram, but when I saw that I had written that, and I was like, oh crap, that looks weird. So I realized in the moment, but yeah, she still gave me it. So she's really nice for that. Honestly, Jemima, if you're out there, thank you for being nice to me, because you shouldn't have given me that. I'll be honest. I should not have got that win. Let me just make sure it's still recording. Yeah, say that. Cool. So then, yeah, she's giving me her Instagram, and I was so happy that day. I remember, like, I was so gassed. I don't think I told anyone, but it was a thing where I was over the moon. Like I had just got a girl's Instagram. She was a light skin. I was like, this could be my first girlfriend. I was so innocent and naive to the reality of what happens in this world. Yeah. But yeah. So then we come to the second phase of the story, which is basically we had like an open evening because obviously we're in year 12, and this open evening was inviting and welcoming like the year, I think it was the year 11s. It's weird because there was some like youngers, like really young people there. So I'm surprised. I don't know. It was just an open evening for the sixth form. So yeah, it was an open evening, and I only got dragged into it. Yes, dragged into it because some idiot. Yeah, this guy is my friend. He, for some reason, he was just part of it. And I was like, wait, why? I thought you said you're not doing it. And he was like, nah, I got dragged into it. So then because of him, I then by default had to then go because I can't leave my boy in his ones. So I was like, okay, cool. If you're doing it, I'll sign up as well. Because I was like, realistically, it's extra UCAS points. It's not going to be that deep. Let's just go one evening, just faff about, you know what I mean? We'll just go there. So then I'm thinking, cool. I sign up that same day. And now we're waiting. It's the evening. So this is after school. School is done. You know what I'm saying? We're in the center again. It's me, my boy that signed up, and a few other people, and we're just talking to them. Some people that he knows. I don't really know them, but I was just getting to know them at the point. So we're on a massive circular table in the middle. So like the middle of the room, and then there's like a further right square section, and then the exit is that way. And then there's an entrance that way. So it's entrance and exit, entrance and exit, yeah? So we're here, I'm standing like looking at the table, like, I swear, yeah, cool. My spidey senses instantly are going off there. I'm thinking, what's going on here? Like, what's it? Let me look. But I didn't want to look too much because if I did that, usually when my spidey senses go off, I can tell there's someone important, significant that's there. Either an op or someone that I like. It's one of the two. It's always one of the two, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, cool. I just do a little peek, and I see her and like a bunch of girls with her. I'm thinking, listen, when I looked over there, yeah, I saw the longest girls I could ever imagine. I was just thinking, it's Love Island. Like, bro, how? These people were just part of our sixth form. And at the time, I promise you, there was no way I was pulling a single one of them. But I thought, I didn't let that get to me. I thought that at the time. But I was just like, I just focused on the fact that I liked her. I didn't think about me not pulling her, me not being able to, like me not being good enough, you know what I'm saying? That's more something that I think of now. But at the time, I didn't really think of that. I was just like, I like her, so I'm just gonna go for it. Which is, I don't know. Let me know what you guys would have done in this situation. Would you have done the same thing? Of like knowing you're completely outclassed. Because when I say outclassed, these men were grandmaster, I was unranked. That's what I'm like, bro, it's that much of a disparity with what I saw. But I saw that and I was like, yeah. I went back just talking, but I wasn't even talking, I was silent anyway, so I just stayed silent. I literally just looked back silent, but I could see them coming over. And then there was like another table on this side. On this side, like the whole center, and basically they came in. So they came in and sat there, and then now that I can see them in the corner of my eye, I can also see her looking at me and smiling in the corner of my eye. So I'm thinking, this is amazing. I want to tell my mom, like, she's looking at me like, and smiling, like, what's wrong? I was so happy. I was so happy because I was thinking, I'm just so cool. I thought I was so cool, do you know what I mean? I had some jumper on. I just thought I was so cool. I was just listening to the conversation, and at that moment it was sick as well because at that moment they were trying to get to know me, so it looked like I was some sort of MC. I was like, no, I do media studies, I swear, no, honestly, yeah. And I just kept seeing her like looking, smiling, but I don't know what type of smile it was. Now looking back, it could have been a malicious one where it's like, oh, that's the guy, or one of like, oh yeah, like, that's him, yeah, like one of them two, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I'm seeing her there. And then eventually we're still waiting because for some reason the teachers were late to give us like all the briefing. This was all the people that were doing the open evening. So they were late to give us a briefing. But then now, after a while, I'm seeing this bear talking come from there. So I look over properly now, just like a little, and I see, once I've looked over, I see like the cool kids from secondary. You know the cool kids, when I say in quotation marks, the footballers, the guys that were the cool ones, the ones that made it into the football club. They were the cool, like they were the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like the cool guys. Yeah, I see them talking to that table, and I'm like, ooh, okay. But then when I look closely now, they're talking to her specifically, and I'm like, no, not like I was like, no, and my heart dropped because I was thinking, okay, do they know her from before? Like, are they friends or are they moving to her? And I was so scared because I had no attribute points to be able to stand on a battlefield with anyone. It was either me vs the goalie one-on-one, or if it's a 5-on, like if it's a thing where it's me and I've got to play against a squad and it's everyone there. If it's Wembley, that's when I'm out. Because I knew if it was Wembley, me be him, then it's over. If it's not me be the goalie at that point, I was thinking, yeah, nah, there's no way I can score this, because I just knew. It's like internally, I was already accepting defeat, which you should never do that. Like, never count yourself out of anything, any opportunity at all. But it's just a mentality I had where I thought I was very self-aware, but then that limited me because I then held myself back because I thought, oh, she's not gonna like me. Like, look at them, like, look at that guy, like, bro, he's cool. Do you know what I'm saying? One of them things. So yeah, I see them talking to her. So then that thought's in my mind, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just leave it because I don't know what they're talking about, to be fair. And the teachers come, they give us a briefing, everyone's there, and then they let us choose our positions. Like, so there's working the front gate, there's working tours, like going around the school, there's guiding them into the school, there's like just standing at the office. There's different roles you can do. So me and my boy choose the very front, like the very front. So the gate is here, the inside of the gate is here. Me and my boy were outside the gate. So we're at the very front, the first impression, welcoming them in. So yeah, so that's what we chose, us two. Now everyone's going to get food in the cafeteria before we actually start the main work. So then now we're all going, all lining up. And then me, my boy, and the people that we met inside are all here. And then further down the line, right in front of us, in fact, is her group. But then with her group, it's still the same guys. They're still there. The same guys are still there. So, hydration. Yeah, so the same guys are still there. They're still staying there. They're talking to them. So I'm just thinking, I'm not saying anything. I'm just like, do you know what I mean? I continue, my eyes keep drifting there because I'm seeing a lot of talking, a lot of laughing, giggling. And I know, even though I had no experience, I knew that was a terrible sign. That's a sign of clouds raining, thunderstorm times 10. But regardless, I just had to carry on because that's just who I am. I just didn't want to give up. But yeah, so I see them talking. In my head I'm thinking, nah, it's calm. At this point, my boy's starting to realise that I keep looking at certain places, and then he looks and he's like, would you fancy her? And I was like, no. I tried to play it off. And I managed to play it off well, to be fair. So now we're eating, everything's fine. Because of that, I don't look at them again for that like inside period. So as soon as when we're in the cafeteria, don't look at her anymore because I know someone's watching me, so I need to chill out. Then we actually get to the jobs. We're outside, we're at the very front. This was actually really fun. Like, doing this was genuinely so fun because it's like very out there. You gotta have a lot of charisma. You gotta be like, yeah, hi, nice to meet you. Welcome to sixth form. The gate's this way. Come in. Yeah, come in. Oh, you got a door. Nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have charisma. You gotta be welcoming. It was very fun. I really enjoyed doing it, and it's just one of the things where you should try everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, just try it because you never know, you might like it. So yeah, just try something you haven't tried before. Chill out though, because yeah, don't be too crazy. But yeah, it was really fun. And then we're outside the gate. The gate is here. Her and like another cool guy were inside the gate. So now it's like we're just chilling right now. We're doing the job. We're doing work. And I'm laughing, thinking like, yeah. So basically, pretend you guys are behind me. I'm laughing like, yeah. I keep looking back, doing a little one of them just to see how she's doing, just to like keep looking at her, just to keep making that little connection. And to be fair, she was looking back a few times, like she was looking at me smiling. So I don't blame myself too much for thinking that there was something there. Like there wouldn't really have been much of a tell for me, if I'm being honest, that something was going wrong, if you know what I'm saying. Usually they're flipping isn't, but this is just in this scenario, because of the fact she was looking at me as well, laughing, smiling. I thought I was getting somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Then we get to a break in a job period in which I see another guy. Now, this was crazy. So basically, because me and my boy were outside the gate, we can see everyone that's going in, everyone that's coming out. We've seen them all. So another guy, another guy, he's not random, but like another guy comes up from all the way inside the building, walks all the way, starts talking to her, and I'm just looking, I'm talking to my boy, and I'm just like this, my spidey sense is there, bang. I'm just like, okay, cool, yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah. And at this point, he literally says to me at this point, like, okay, I know what you're doing, Danny, stop making a bait. And I was like, huh? What do you mean? What are you talking about? But I was caught. Because he got me. He got me exactly. He knew what I was doing. And I was like, okay, cool, I'll stop making a bait. And I did a little laugh like, okay, I'll stop making a bait. But then I just did that there, just to make sure I could see all the time. And I came back. And what I saw in that last look is I basically saw them two coming out the gate, yeah. There was a guy, a short guy by the way. She was quite short as well, but this guy was short. He was short, yeah. Now, they were walking out together. And they walked past us and I'm thinking, okay, that's interesting. But it was him, the light skin, and one of her friends. So it's 3 of them. I'm thinking, why are they all going together? I thought it could just be because they're just friends. But the way they were talking, they didn't seem that familiar. So I was like, okay, that's intriguing. That's intriguing. Yeah. It was weird. But then I later found out that... Actually, no, you know what? You can come with me until the very end. You can get all the information that I got at the exact moments. Alright? So yeah, cool. So then basically, they came back after the break and we saw them come back in. And we're continuing the thing. And now it's coming to basically an end. It's basically gone the exact same way throughout the whole night. Literally just me and my boy at the front gate talking to people. It was so fun. I would genuinely do that again, just talking to people. Once it's now over, now that the events evening is over, the opening evening is over, so everyone's like going, everyone's packing up their stuff. My boy's speaking to the people that he introduced us to, but I left because I was feeling a bit like, now that it was over, I was kind of deep in it, and I got in my head a bit to the point where I was thinking like, oh, maybe it's not gonna work out, so let me just leave it. So I was like, okay, cool, let me cut early and by myself, so no one can like crowd me, ask too many questions, and like start talking to me, so that I can then see her again. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, I got my stuff, left. I'm just walking out. Yeah, I'm walking out. I'm walking to the bus stop now. I look up and see the bus stop, and I see her and the guy that was with her, literally like outside the gate, basically sitting there. Yeah, I see them sitting there, and I was just thinking, God, why? Literally, like, I'm being honest. In that exact moment, I genuinely wanted to turn back and just run away. I wanted to turn and run, but I literally was like, I just kept going. I tweaked, but I kept going. And then yeah, I just went, stood next to them. I tried not to say anything. I tried so hard. So basically, they're sitting down at the bus stop. It's an empty bus stop, them two and me, that's it. So they're sitting down. I tried to walk next, because I had headphones in, tried to walk next to them and like turn my back so I could, like, they could be there and then I could not say anything. But as soon as I walk over, the guy that was with me was like, yo, daddy! And I was like, oh man, bro! Like, there was no way I could see her smiling as well. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to talk. So I took my headphones out and I was like, yeah, what are you saying? What are you saying? You're right. And yeah, he basically, I rate this guy, he was basically gassing me up to, he was saying like, oh, you know Danny, like he's one of the funniest people in the whole year, like he's so funny, like Danny, like he's hilarious, like I love this guy, he's so funny. And I was just there like, yeah, no, I'm not, no. But bro, I was getting packed in. I didn't know what to do. I was standing there, I was moving weird, bro, I didn't know what to do. I was gone. Cause like in my head, you gotta remember, in my head, I'm thinking, I'm basically trying to convince myself that it's not over, but then again, I've seen stuff that's telling me it's not gonna work, you know what I'm saying? So it was such a weird one to where I wasn't in my element. That was not my best place to be in mentally, and that just ruined everything. But he's gassing me up, he's like saying, yeah, you're funny, and I was like, and he's surprised, like, what you doing, like, Danny, you're funny, right? He's like, right? And I was like, no, I'm not, man. I can't. I was like, bro, I can't do it. I can't make this one. I can't win. But yeah, then my bus. Luckily, thank God, like my bus didn't take that long. It was like 2 minutes, and it came quicker than that. So my bus is here. I can see it coming. And then now I'm thinking, okay, let me at least make a cold exit, at least. So then the bus is there, and I'm like, oh, you two get this? And then no. Okay, see you later. Yeah. I see you. Bye. Cool. So then I get on the bus. Everything's fine. I thought I was sick, yeah? That exit that I did could have redeemed it in my head. I was thinking, yeah, you know what? I've done well there. Like, I've done a cool exit. I've been cool to them. So I tap my bus, and I'm walking on the bus. I can see my corner of my eye. They're both looking at me and just watching me. And he's talking, he's telling us something. So I'm thinking he's putting in a good word. I'm here, Mum. Yeah? What do you mean? I'm recording a video. But yeah, so basically, I can see them looking at me in the corner of my eye. So then, I'm like, okay, cool, fine. So I can see them looking at me in the corner of my eye. So I'm like, okay, cool, fine. Like I can see them. I'm gonna try to be cool as I'm walking away. And he's talking to her, so I'm thinking he's putting in a good word for me. So then I'm like, this is amazing, man. All I need to do now is just act so cool, and she'll think that I'm one of the coldest guys. Because he already gassed me up. He was giving me that, like, go, that little lay up there. All I had to do was jump, yeah? Come on, that's all I had to do. So yeah, cool. So I'm walking onto the bus now. I see them looking at me, and then I turn around to go upstairs. And the bus hasn't left yet. The bus is still stationary. So yeah, I turn around to go upstairs. I walk like a good way up, like a good 3-4 steps up. And the bus hasn't moved while I'm walking up the stairs. Like, it hasn't moved, it stayed there. So I'm thinking, oh, that's interesting. Maybe it's just like a thing where it's leaving later. I kid you not, yeah? As I'm going up the stairs, I'm going up, yeah? The bus driver decides to go 10 flipping 100 miles an hour. This guy, from nothing. This guy decides to go straight away to flipping 50 miles. Bare fast. That is by the way, that's the fastest in my entire life to this day a bus driver has ever sped off. I don't know if he was just annoyed that day, if he just saw me getting set up and he wanted to just somehow just ruin everything. But he literally went from 0 to 50 kilometers. 0 kilometers. He went from 0 to 50 miles per hour in, like, I don't know what was wrong with him. So fast, to the point where I'm up, literally, like, genuinely, I almost got injured. I was up, like, near the top. This guy goes, back, yeah? I promise you, mubs, literally, my body, you see how that frame me? I went like that, yeah? I was like that. I went that. I'm going up the stairs, yeah, I think I'm cool. I'm holding on. This guy goes, wow. I fell back like this, yeah? I fell back like 3-4 steps to the bottom. And I fell back, yeah, I looked at them. I saw them laughing. I saw like laughing. And then the cool guy was like, he was doing that, yeah? He did that for my sake. He knew it was over. And when I saw that, the bus went literally I think for like a good 1 or 2 minutes, because the bottom of the stairs has like a wall bit, and she stayed against the wall, just like this. I was like, I was just there against the wall, just. I couldn't believe what had just happened to me. I just stayed there because I knew, like, I was like, what has just happened to me is one of the most embarrassing things I could ever dream of, right in front of her. Why would it even, I was actually thinking, why were they even there in the first place? I left so early. I literally, as soon as it was finished, I sprinted to get my stuff and leave because I didn't want this to happen. And you mean to tell me they're the only ones there? Them are the only ones there, and they see that. It was as if it had been orchestrated. That moment was a canon event, orchestrated, where not just they were watching, the angels were watching, the heaven was watching, God was watching like this, yeah, down there. Everyone was watching. I was thinking, was there really no way to escape? But yeah, honestly, then after a bit, I got up, went back up the stairs. Surprisingly, no one even asked, "Are you right?" Like that's London for you, bro. No one asked nothing. Everyone was looking at me like you saw me fall like this down the stairs, and all you're doing is doing this. Yeah, man. Like this place is one of the I love and hate living here. We are horrible to each other. It's insane. Like it's ridiculous, bro. Honestly, bro, like, oh my days, man. Londoners, we're just a bunch of shit, honestly. Yeah. But yeah, I got home and I was so worried. But I was like, no, you know what? I'll message her. I'll still message her just to see. So I messaged her and she replied instantly. Bro, instantly, I didn't message as soon as I got home, I waited a bit. And I messaged her. She replied instantly. So I'm thinking, hang on a minute, what's going on? This doesn't seem right. Like this is going on. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not normal. After I fell down the stairs, I got Dragon Ball Z dashed down the stairs. And somehow it's fine. So I was like, you know what? We're in there. I messaged her, she replied instantly. I was like, come on, say nothing. Let me wait a bit. Let me 2-3 minutes, yeah. And then I replied back, yeah. She saw the message, never spoke to me again. So yeah, man. Yeah. And that, honestly, that's why I've come to the realization, don't fall for light-skinned girls, because you will really fall, like, bro, you will fall. I fell in both ways. Like, I fell for her and I fell, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's dangerous out there. You gotta remain so strong, because otherwise you're gonna get eaten alive. And what happened to me is I got eaten alive. I got yammed, spat out on the pavement, and I was just chilling there. Because, bro, after that, you know, I was devastated. Like, it's all jokes and games now. But back then, bro, I was devastated. I was devastated at this one. Because it was a thing where I was like, I felt so embarrassed. I was like, bro, what? I just felt disgusted with myself. Like, I was like, how could I do that? But then I found out afterwards, you know the guy that left with her and her friend? The mysterious short guy that left and then came back. I found out afterwards, apparently, they went to Starbucks for the break. And what happened was, according to the sources that told me this, they were bare gas when they told me so for some reason. They were like, oh yeah, so basically what happened was they went to Starbucks and the short guy and Jemima asked each other at the same time, what's your name? Like it's some Disney movie, fam. Like it's some Disney Plus High School Musical. Like, we're not gonna come out singing, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not gonna come out singing the next top hit after this. What do you mean they came out at the same time saying, what's your name? What's your name? That doesn't happen in real life, bro. If that's true, then that just pisses me off even more, because why are they getting the High School Musical ending when I'm flipping getting dashed downstairs? I'm here trying my best. I'm getting dashed downstairs, and you mean to tell me this short brother just gets a High School Musical out of nothing? Yeah, man. But honestly, when I heard that, I was even more pissed. But yeah, like it's so weird. Like it feels so weird looking back on it now, because it's a thing where like I know if I was to go back now, it'd be a different story. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's just crazy, honestly. Like looking back on it, it's insane. Honestly, it's insane. But yeah, you know what? Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I have so many more stories of things that I've just of stuff that's happened to me. Like a lot of weird stuff happens to me for some reason, and I've just got so many stories. Uni especially. Oh my. The stories I have from there, left. But you know what it is? That's for another day. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed, if you've even watched this far, thank you very much, honestly. And yeah, feel free to leave a like, leave a comment. Comment what you guys would have done in this situation, because I feel like I didn't handle it too badly. Obviously I was in year 12, but let me know what you lot think, innit? But yeah, that's it. It's been your boy Danny Matumba. It's been a blessing to be here today. And make sure you drink some water. Take care.